हेलो माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, आई वेलकम यू ऑल टू लर्न विद पवनेंद्र। आप सभी को नमस्कार। माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, आई एम वेरी मच excited and delighted as well to be with you because this is my very first video to get interacted with all of you today. And in this video I'm going to share some of the most important tips regarding English language, that how a person can enhance or improve his or her communication skills. What happens most of the time, people always learn English language from the subject point of view rather to take it as a language point of view. Whenever we want to learn English language, my dear friends, we should start learning it from the language point of view. As you all know that English is not a subject, English is a language, right? And now we'll talk about how can be a fluent speaker. Let's suppose I want to be a fluent in English speaking. Then what do I have to do? I definitely have to do, you know uh, spend some time. I have to spend some time in listening. I have to spend some time in uh, speaking, reading and writing. And that's why I can say that, to have a good command over any language, we have to follow the 4 steps. We have to go through the 4 steps. And what are those steps? The step number 1 is listening, the step number 2 is speaking, and the step number 3 is reading, and the last step, that is the fourth step, is writing. So we'll talk about the first step first, that is listening. My dear friend, start listening to English songs, start listening to English news as well, and do it on a daily basis. Once you start do it on a daily basis, what will happen? The more you listen to something, the more ideas you store into your mind, right? The more you listen to something, the better you perform. And that's how the process goes on, because listening comes first and speaking comes later. So listening is connected to speaking, or we can say that speaking is connected to listening, right? And both of them are, connected to each other. Similarly, uh, let's take an example of a newly born baby, right? What does that child do in a family? He or she spends almost, 1.5 year in listening to whatever the family members are talking about in the family, right? He spends 1.5 year, and after passing that 1.5 year, he starts implementing those words. He starts implementing, talking to one another, right, in the family. So what do we have to do? We also have to follow the same process if we really want to have a good command over any language, right? And now we'll come to, the third point, that is the reading. My dear friends, since the time I have, started reading books, I have felt a kind of difference in myself. I have felt a kind of improvement in myself, and that's the reason I'm sharing my experience with all of you. You can see at the back I have a very good collection of, some novels and English books also. Here also you can see some novels and all of great leaders and all, right? So some autobiographies and all. So I am telling you, start reading books. Start spending at least 5 to 10 minutes and do it on a daily basis. You will see a tremendous change in yourself. This is That's what, I believe in. My dear friends, once you start, indulging yourself in the practice of reading something, in the practice of reading books, you will be able to write something correctly, right? Because whenever, something is given to you to write something, what will happen? Because you have gone through the practice of reading books, so you have that idea, right, to write something correctly, right? So you can write it well. That's why I can say that, reading is connected to writing, because the more we read, the better we write, right? And hence I can now say that these 4 parts are connected to one another. And without indulging, or without even going through these parts, right, we cannot have a good command over English, my dear friends. And stay connected. And this was my first video, and I'm absolutely excited, there's no doubt in it. And I hope that you will connect, you will keep, in touch with me. And I request to all of you that stay connected, and I guarantee you, uh, you will feel a kind of difference in yourself. The day will come that you will also say that, yeah, I have a good command over English speaking language right now, right? So that's it for today, my dear friends. Thank you and have a nice day.